Struggling with burned fingers and slippery pans? Here are the oven gloves that actually keep hands safe and steady, ranked from good to best with real-world pros and cons you'll want to know before buying. Today's video breaks down 7 widely available oven gloves and mitt sets, from aramid fiber styles to silicone-lined pairs, to help you pick the safest, easiest to clean, and most comfortable option for baking, roasting, and grilling. Number 7. BOGO Heat-Resistant Gloves. The BOGO Heat-Resistant Gloves promise serious thermal protection, with listings highlighting short-term heat handling up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit, the typical claim for aramid fiber gloves used around grills and high-heat tasks. In hand, these feel light and nimble, with a 5-finger design that makes rotating cast-iron handles and threading probe wires much easier than bulky mitts, and that dexterity is a genuine advantage when moving racks or adjusting oven thermometers. The outer material callout includes polyester/aramid-style blends, which usually means you get a woven, breathable shell and a decent inner lining. That makes them comfortable for quick, hot contact without the sweaty, sealed feel of pure silicone. Grip is generally enhanced by silicone patterning on many aramid-style gloves, and while not all variants are identical, those raised textures help grab slick roasting pans more confidently than plain fabric gloves can manage. Sizing looks standard at about 9.5 inches long by roughly 6 inches wide, based on retail specs, so coverage is adequate for standard ovens, but a little short for deep Dutch ovens where wrists brush hot walls, which is a trade-off that becomes noticeable when reaching past upper racks. There are some drawbacks. Aramid gloves excel at dry, high heat, but they are not fully waterproof. Splashes of braising liquid or steam can seep through the knit if the outer isn't sealed, which shortens safe contact time and can transmit heat quickly if the fabric gets damp. 6. Gorilla Grip BPA-Free Soft Silicone Oven Mitts. Gorilla Grip's silicone oven mitts lean into everyday kitchen convenience. A textured honeycomb silicone shell, cotton lining, and stated heat protection up to 484 degrees Fahrenheit for typical oven work and stovetop moves. The outer silicone is waterproof and stain-resistant, so splashes from boiling pasta water or steamy baking dishes won't soak in, and most messes rinse clean in seconds under the tap, which is a massive time saver after saucy sheet pan dinners. The cotton lining runs throughout the mitt and softens the feel, preventing that plasticky squeeze some silicone mitts have. Flexibility is also better than expected, allowing a natural grip on thin sheet pan lips without cramping fingers. The grip pattern is a highlight. The raised hexes bite onto smooth enamel and glass casserole lids, making slips far less likely when tilting off condensed steam lids at the sink. Sizing options are typically 12.5 or 14.5 inches, giving decent forearm coverage, so wrist brushes against oven walls are less worrisome than with shorter gloves. There are trade-offs. The 484 degrees Fahrenheit ceiling is lower than the claimed peaks of aramid gloves, so prolonged contact with heavy cast iron at high temps still conducts heat through the lining faster. It's fine for normal transfer moves, but not ideal for extended carries. The silicone shell can feel a bit bulky if you prefer fingertip dexterity. While flexible, it doesn't match the fine motor control of 5-finger aramid gloves for tasks like twisting tight jar lids straight out of hot water baths. 5. HOMWE BPA-Free Silicone Oven Mitts. HOMWE silicone mitts occupy a sweet spot for a lot of kitchens. Silicone exterior for steam and splash resistance, with a quilted cotton lining inside for comfort and insulation, usually rated around 450-500 degrees Fahrenheit depending on listing. The quilted liner adds a cushioned feel that makes carrying heavier Dutch ovens a touch more comfortable than thinner liner mitts, spreading pressure across the palm while preserving a conforming grip. Length around 13.7 inches is generous, giving protective coverage up the forearm so you can reach into a back rack without that forearm zap from the door rim. The silicone texture provides reliable non-slip contact with slick enamel and brushed stainless pans, and the shell shrugs off tomato sauce, sugar syrups, and butter splatter with a quick sink rinse, which keeps them looking presentable between deeper cleans. For steam-heavy tasks, like lifting lids on stock pots or draining big pasta pots, the waterproof outer layer is a meaningful safety buffer compared to fabric-only mitts that can transmit steam burns. Expect typical silicone mitt feel, slightly less fingertip articulation than 5-finger gloves, but more confidence when dealing with wet cookware and hot liquid spills. While the ratings up to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit or claimed 500 degrees Fahrenheit cover most oven bakes, prolonged holds on 500 degrees Fahrenheit cast iron can still push warmth through over time. These are built for secure transfer, not for holding a blazing skillet aloft for extended filming shots or plating theatrics. 4. Rorecay R20MOL. Rorecay's R20MOL set typically combines extra-long silicone oven mitts with matching pot holders and sometimes mini pinch mitts, giving a full toolkit for baking sheets, casserole transfers, and quick handle grabs. The silicone uses a honeycomb-like texture that locks onto smooth pan bottoms and lids, which shines when rotating large sheet pans or carrying deep casserole dishes that love to shift as you pivot. Material mixes with cotton interiors keep the mitts cushioned while preserving flexibility. That blend helps reduce hand fatigue during longer carries, like moving a filled Dutch oven or a sheet full of chicken thighs and rendered fat. Extra length gives reassuring coverage so your forearms aren't flirting with 450 degrees Fahrenheit rack rails, handy for tall ovens or bottom rack sourdough bakes where you're reaching under and in. The inclusion of silicone trivets pot holders multiplies utility. Set down a scalding Dutch oven without hunting for a trivet, or use them as secondary grabbers to stabilize a wobbly pan mid-transfer. Like other silicone mitt designs, fine motor dexterity is not the selling point. For threading probes or twisting small knobs near heat, keep a pair of mini pinch mitts nearby, which this set commonly includes. The silicone exterior simplifies cleanup dramatically, wiping away sugar, butter, and tomato without lingering stains, but it does mean you'll prioritize sink rinses over laundry cycles. Avoid soaking the interiors and let them air dry if the lining gets damp. 3. KEGOUU KE-Mitts. KEGOUU's KE-Mitts are commonly sold as a 6-piece set, 2 extra-long mitts, pot holders, and often towels or pads, with stated high heat resistance around 500 degrees Fahrenheit and a non-slip silicone surface over a soft cotton lining. The extended length is excellent for deep reaches into hot ovens, protecting wrists and lower forearms during sheet pan juggling or when lowering heavy braziers onto lower racks. The silicone patterning is effective against slippery cookware, improving confidence when draining roasting pans or tilting a lasagna to clear foil without sliding the whole dish. Comfort is a strong point. The cotton lining avoids that condensation cling some all-silicone interiors get, and it pads pressure points when gripping cast iron handles tightly. The set format is useful for outfitting a whole station. Use pot holders on countertops as landing pads while keeping the mitts on. Or grab the extra pads to stabilize large baking sheets from the sides. As with most silicone on fabric mitts, the 500 degrees Fahrenheit figure is about short duration contact rather than a license to hold a 500 degrees Fahrenheit skillet indefinitely. Heat creep still happens during extended holds, so plan efficient moves and set down heavy cookware promptly. The added components are a plus, but add storage bulk. Keep a hook or drawer space ready to prevent misplacing the pot holders. Overall, KEGOUU's combination of protection, grip, and comfort makes it a versatile, value-forward kit for frequent bakers and family kitchens that need redundancy and coverage. Two, KitchenAid O2013117TDKA. KitchenAid's ribbed soft silicone oven mitt set stands out for its blend of high heat resistance, commonly listed up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, with a thick terry cloth cotton interior and a ribbed silicone exterior designed for secure grip and durability. Each mitt measures about 7.5 by 13 inches, offering a generous fit and forearm coverage without feeling oversized, which makes them easy to slip on quickly when an oven timer dings mid-prep. The ribbed silicone texture gives consistent traction across different pan finishes, reducing microslips that happen with smoother mitts when condensation forms on glass or enamel lids. The waterproof silicone shell resists stains and cleans up fast at the sink, while the interior lining maintains comfort during repeated back-to-back transfers, ideal for big baking days or holiday service. Fit and finish are reliably consistent across colors, and they pair with matching pot holders if you like coordinated stations and landing pads. These mitts feel purpose-built for kitchens where steam and splashes are common. Think boiling, braising, and basting, because the shell prevents soak-through that can flash heat the lining in fabric-only mitts. As always, high heat claims cover short-duration contact. Prolonged holds of heavy 500-grease favre metal will still build heat into the lining, so use good mise en place and set down promptly. In daily use, the ribbed pattern and balanced stiffness strike a great compromise between secure grip and enough pliability to catch the thin lips of sheet pans without over-squeezing. If you want dependable, branded quality with top-tier cleanability and coverage, this pair earns its high ranking. 1. Geyoga BQ-Geyoga-8422. Taking the top spot, Geyoga's heat-resistant kitchen gloves and mitts line includes sets tailored for oven and grilling use, with thick insulating builds and configurations that emphasize flexible handling with reliable heat protection for everyday cooking and batch baking alike. The hallmark here is comfort plus control. The thicker quilting and structured build maintain insulation during longer carries, while the outer surfaces are designed for stable, non-slip handling on slick enamel and metal finishes, keeping sheet pans and casserole dishes steady as you pivot at the oven door. Sets often come in multiples or larger packs, which is handy for home bakers and busy kitchens that want spare pairs staged by different stations, one near the oven, one by the grill, and one by the range for lid lifts and quick grabs. The fabric composition and quilting patterns are chosen to insulate without feeling rigid, so reaching under upper racks or sliding a pizza stone into place doesn't fight the glove structure, and the added surface texture helps with clamped lid pot transfers. Durability in repeated use is strong when you keep them dry and clean. Lint-free surfaces and sturdy seams hold up to frequent bakes, and color options help keep pairs organized in multi-cook households. What vaults this option to the top is versatility plus station-ready quantity. Having multiple mitts or pairs in a set reduces turnaround stress during long cooking sessions, and the comfortable and insulating build maintains performance over multiple consecutive transfers without hotspots developing too quickly. Final thoughts. For maximum cleanability and splash protection, Gorilla Grip and KitchenAid silicone shells are kitchen MVPs. They rinse clean and resist steam soak-through during lid lifts and draining tasks. For high heat, dry contact dexterity, especially around grills, aramid-style gloves like the bogo design provide better finger control, but require more care to keep clean and dry. Full set values like Rorecay and KEGOUU cover more scenarios at once, equipping you with mitts and pads so you're never improvising with a damp towel at 450 degrees Fahrenheit again.